Today I'm going to be talking about the Metalwork lathe, going through some of the basic functions. This is our little motorbike project. Today we'll go through creating the wheel. It'll end up looking a little bit like this one, and we're using a piece of what we call steam pipe. So we're going to cut a small blank out of that. Once the blank's cut, we'll use the lathe to prepare it. It's referred to as a set of plans. It shows the dimension and the widths that we need to create. Teacher will go through the basic rules, definitely just watching for sharp edges, hot edges, not wearing gloves using the lathes. Inside there's this little kind of weld on the middle. That's going to be important to know where that is when we fit it to the chuck. And we do that up. We're actually winding the jaws outwards, and we're doing that as we're pushing forward, making sure that there's no real sharp burrs or that weld interfering with the contact points of the chuck. Just double check that it's nice and tight so it doesn't come off. Now we need to get familiar with the operation of the lathe. So first hand wheel, the big one down the bottom, it's called our carriage wheel, and it moves the whole carriage left and right. Our compound rest compounds the action of the carriage. So it's moving the tool left and right again, compounding the action of the carriage wheel. And that we'll be doing a lot of calculation with the compound rest. The third slide is called our cross slide. So the hand wheels from the front, just above the compound rest, is our cross slide, and it's on the other axis. So we're going back and forth this time across our front of our work. On top of the compound rest, we have the tool post. That's this thing here that holds the different tools in place. We can loosen and rotate this, and I'll explain which way we need to rotate it for which cutting processes that we are going to use. Finally, we have the tip holder and the tip. So pretty obvious this time. One thing we need to do before we start the lathe is just check that that tip is nice and sharp. If it's lost any of the edges and it doesn't look like a triangle, we need to call the teacher over to replace that one. The tip holder, they're quite expensive. Obviously the tip is a consumable, but the tip holder should never be in contact with the work. The finished project should be 21mm wide, so I'm using my vernier calipers. I've just measured that. I transfer that to the piece I've just put into the chuck of the lathe. We've got 22.5 there, lathe now. So on the compound rest, I want to wind that back so the tool post is central, the cross slide back so it's in front of the work, the tool. And we should have the tool set up, or the tool post set up, so the point is going to be rubbing against the face of the work. So I'll give the chuck a rotation just to make sure it's not going to hit anything on the tool. The guard comes down, and then we can turn the lathe on. For this cutting process, we're going to run it at 550 RPM. So I just make sure while the lathe is off, I switch it to the center, and we send it, switching it to B on this hand dial. This one here can be off, so pointing upwards. You don't need to worry about the bottom of the lathe. Once the teacher has keyed this out, you twist the red E-stop, and then press the green to turn it on. We're going to focus on the compound rest first. Make sure you've got enough distance between the tip and the work, and we're going to move the compound rest forward. And we want to move it forward until the 0 lines up with the MM mark. Sorry about the reflection. Now with the cross slide, we're going to move the handle forward until the tool is right next to, in line with the work, and then we're going to use the carriage wheel to move the whole carriage inwards, and we're looking for the tip to touch the work. Before I get there though, I'm going to show you a couple of things. Using the hand wheel, rather than using this handle here, use an open hand on the hand wheel because you get much finer control. We're going to go in really, really slowly, and we should be able to either feel it, see it, or hear it touch. So I heard it first there, and then we're going to move the cross slide through until it clears the work. So the cross slide's doing this action, and that's our zero cut that we've just done. So from another angle, the tool is just skimming past the surface without actually cutting a lot at all. Now we're going to go to the compound rest. Where it says 0 here, hopefully my camera will focus, we want to add 0.25 of a millimeter or 1/4 of a millimeter. If you go to the first long line here, that's 0.25 or 1/4 of a millimeter, because the first mark is 0.5 millimeters. So what's just happened is the compound rest has moved forward towards the work 1/4 of a millimeter, and now our tool is ready to cut that 1/4 of a millimeter off. So through, then backwards, and you can switch the lathe off. So I can see the surface is shiny the whole way around, and nice consistent kind of cut lines. That shows that it's cut the whole way through. You may find you need to have a second cut, so I'm going to move it forward another 5 marks, and that's now 1/2 millimeter we have taken off the original size. When you do that, make sure that the tool is nice and clear from the work, and obviously we need to definitely not touch this one throughout the process, because if you move the carriage, it's going to actually mess up your measurements that your compound rester is achieving. Like this. So the cut is being done with the cross slide. Nice, smooth, consistent action. Then come backwards. So with the lathe off and the guard up, I've measured with my calipers 22.13. We've taken 1/2 millimeter off. I'm going to take this out now, turn it over, and start the process again. So we start our process again. We move the compound rest forward. We keep going forward until we see that 0. We line the 0 up to the MM mark. Once that's there, make sure you don't go past it. If you do go past it, go a complete round again. Once we've got there, we use our cross slide. Cross slide's moving the tool forward until it's in line with the face of the work, and then we're going to use the carriage wheel to come in and really gently touch that tool against the surface of the work. Just until you hear it, you see it, or you feel it. Then with the cross slide again, we slowly move forward and come backwards. Come across the compound rest. Add that 0.25 of a millimeter. And then we start our cutting. For the second cut, we're going to go to 1/2 millimeter. Cut through. So I've got 21.61. It's good to measure in a couple of locations, so you can turn it by hand and just check a couple of the sides. 21.61, so pretty consistent. Now I need to calculate how much more I'm going to need to take off this. Obviously I can take 1/2 millimeter first. So over here, we're going to go that 1/4 of a millimeter first, because that's our maximum cut size, 0.25 of a millimeter. Do that again. Another 0.25. So I've just cut another 1/2 millimeter off. It's always better to measure again, because you can't put the material back. I'm actually already at that point, so it might have just cut a little bit more off, or maybe I'm just measuring at the smallest point. So let's check the other sides. You can see it's a little bit inconsistent, but within 1/10 of a millimeter for what we're doing is definitely acceptable. So my calipers might have just had a bit of an error there. Let's measure this third side again. I can take 0.1 of a millimeter off. So let's have a look at the dial on that compound rest one more time. One mark here is 0.05 millimeters. So if I do two of them, so 1, 2, that's equivalent to that 1/10 of a millimeter that I need to cut off. I want to be really nice and smooth with this cut. And I'm not going to come back over the work this time. I'm just going to finish, turn the lathe off and move it away. And I'm really close to my finished number. The next part, we're going to cut the angles. So you can see the difference between this finished wheel piece and what we've just turned. So this was our setup for our facing. So we've got our tool turned inwards. We've got our compound rest 90 degrees to the cross slide. It's going to be slightly different, so I'm going to get my hex key and undo these two bolts here. I'll show you what it looks like from the side as well. So this one down here, and there's one at the back as well. You might need to just move the tool post so we can get in there. And we're going to move this to 25 degrees. So there's a little line here. We want to line that up with 25 and do them back up. Set up the tool post. This time the tool post can be like straight to the compound rest. Do that up. Put our guard down. And you can see this time like our cutting action. So I just want to use the slides to get it close to the work. Our cutting action is going to be across this way, and we're going to use the compound rest as our cutting tool this time. So the main action is going to be on this hand wheel. Start the lathe so our tool is away from the work. Just make sure it's nice and clear and you can turn it on. We're going to use the cross slide to get really close to that corner, and we can use the carriage wheel as well to get right onto that edge. That tool is sitting right on the edge, and this is going to be our cutting action. So first step, have a look where you're at with your compound rest and increase that number to the next 0.25 of a millimeter, and then we're going to use this hand wheel to go through and back. Next full number, and then through and back. We could go through a process of zeroing this, but the number that we start on doesn't really matter. We can cut 0.5 of a millimeter this time, so we're going to use each full number. When I say that, what the numbers that are marked, so 4.5, then 5, then 5.5, then 6, and on each cut we're going to do a complete pass with our compound rest. So I've completed one side. My last cut was a bit smaller, so I added from the 2, which was my finishing last cut, like a roughing cut. I added 2 increments, which is 0.1 of a millimeter, and did a nice smooth finishing cut. So I've turned my work around. I'm going to follow the same procedure to do this side. I've just finished the other side. You can see there's a lot of this material coming off here. This is what we call a swarf, and we need to avoid getting in there with our hands and removing it, especially while the lathe is spinning, because it can be extra sharp and extra hot. Once you've finished, you can bring the tool away. There'll be a brush, so you can use the brush to remove that material. So I've finished my wheel, so we're doing 2 of these each. Hopefully that was helpful. Finally, just clean up the lathe to how you found it to start with. Make sure it's ready to go for the next student.